The question, please.
Yes. Tourism is one of LaCrosse's largest industries. What would you do to help this industry in LaCrosse?
That's a very fair question. I believe that the two crown jewels of the city of LaCrosse to attract tourists are Riverside Park and the Park on the Bluff. And it seems to me that we should do our best to make sure that they aren't used as dog restrooms and that sort of thing, which recently have been proposed. But more importantly, I think one of the things we need to do is emphasize the bike trails, not to see how expensive we can make them, but if we're going to have a trail down through downtown to hook up to Riverside Park, then something needs to be done with the bike trail through the industrial area behind Heilemann's. We're talking about spending a lot of money to run the bike trail across Cook Street, even though the homeowners in the area don't want that, so that we can get this grant that's going to cost us more money than the grant to set this up instead of running the bike trail down Miller Street. But then they're going to come out on Market Street from that trail and have to go right down through the old brewery property along the railroad tracks and everything, and it's just poorly conceived. That's where the money should be spent, to dress up that trail and let it go down Miller Street. That's just one thing, because bike trails are a really big part of the tourism industry. Another thing, of course, is I guess having the gateways to LaCrosse look good is fine, but we have to be really, really cautious about the kind of money we spend on the signs, just like Gary said. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim Bloedorn. The same question to Mayor Bloedorn-Johnsrud. Tourism, one of LaCrosse's largest industries. What would you do to help this industry in LaCrosse?
Actually, it's our #2 industry here in the city of LaCrosse. We need to continue to make the city of LaCrosse a destination, and I think that we've done it successfully in the past. In fact, even with the high fuel prices and gas prices this last summer, LaCrosse continued to be a destination for those people who wanted to travel closer to home. Certainly, we all know that the Mississippi is a draw, but we also have a draw of 8 festivals that are within our fine community. Part of the problem that we have within the city of LaCrosse is high property taxes. That's something that I think as mayor I inherited. The city of LaCrosse has had high property taxes for the last 30 years, and that's because we have almost 50% of our property is non-taxable, which means that we have to do more with less. That 50% that is taxable, we have to try and encourage growth and development within that 50% so that we can shift the burden of taxation away from those people who are currently paying property taxes to those who can better pay those property taxes. Tourism is a way certainly of generating additional revenue. That's the way I've looked at each and every budget. I don't want to cut services. I've not laid anyone off within the city of LaCrosse in 4 years. I want to make sure that you're receiving the services each and every year that you're accustomed to, and at the same time we're going to do it by generating additional revenue within the budget, not necessarily cutting services or cutting people's wages or benefits, because they have families as well that they have to take care of within the community. So that we have to ensure that taxation stays down, and the only way to do that is by making the city of LaCrosse a destination and certainly shifting that burden of taxation away from the property taxpayers.
Thank you, Mark Johnsrud.